different nachos.
Hello! You're listening and or watching the Nerd Edification Hour. I'm Caleb.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jeremy.
And in today's show, we're going to have your little tiny bit of entertainment news. Something interesting. Rachel's excited about one particular thing. Pretty good amount of Nintendo news. Your Nerd vocab, as always. Video game news, followed by the, leading up to technology news, which there's good amount of tech news. So, Rachel, you're very excited about this first part. Why don't you go ahead and let us know what it is?
Okay, so do either of y'all watch Castle?
I was actually forced to.
It's a great show.
Yeah, it was
a
actually
great show
good.
is what it is.
It's funny.
But everyone who may or may not watch Castle is familiar with Nathan Fillion. You know, Firefly. He had a bit of a cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's in the Percy Jackson movies, I think.
He was. He was Hermes.
Oh, that one guy from the Halo game.
Yeah. and he also did some voice acting in Destiny as well. So,
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a little bit. He did a lot of stuff with Bungie.
Yeah, he God, what's his name? The one line that his character does that everyone knows is, "Eris, get your rock off my map." So that's where most people recognize him. It's really nice.
He's a punk, and it's great.
It is. It is, man.
He does everything he's not supposed to. So
what people everyone knows that Nathan Fillion is a huge nerd. He's a huge sci-fi nerd as well.
Yeah.
But so Nathan Fillion might be joining the cast of CBS's new Star Trek series.
I think that would actually make me watch it.
So,
that's pretty cool.
According to Fansided, fans of Nathan Fillion are campaigning for the actor to be given the role of the newest Star Trek captain. Which, you know, if anyone knows anything about Nathan Fillion's fans, when they campaign for something...
It fails, like Firefly?
Well, yes. But...
Wow.
Just saying.
But this is... But more recently, though, a lot of fan campaigns that happen do end up being successful, whether or not they're associated with Nathan Fillion or not. I wish it had been so when Firefly was still around, but we're not going to talk about that. But the publication noted that the rumor first came about online after a blog called Sci-Fi Obsession published an article suggesting that Fillion could be given the role of the Star Trek captain, which, you know, is even more possible now given that Castle has been canceled.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know
Surprisingly.
that.
Yeah, but
that's like
when one of the
weird.
co-stars just goes, "Yeah, I'm out," and just walks out, you're just kind of like,
there was a lot of changes going on that I guess she wasn't too pleased with. Well, actually, they let her go, I believe. But
I kept going back and forth of like she walked out or she got fired.
Well,
We'll never get another.
Like I said, it went on for a long time. At least now that it's done, at least all of it will be on Netflix now, so I can actually watch it.
Hopefully,
So we'll see. But I'm excited
I don't
about
think
it.
they finished it.
They
kind of, or
they got to a quote unquote comfortable stopping point that might be also a cliffhanger, but it's still a stop.
they might do one more episode and just kill her off, just to seal the deal. When they really just.
You know,
It happened
I
in all the
wouldn't be
shows,
surprised.
like, you know, some of the
I really
doctors in
wouldn't.
ER.
I wouldn't be surprised.
When one of the guys was leaving, they were like, "We want to make sure he never comes back." So they literally just dropped a helicopter on him. They're like, "Cool, he's dead.
not a soap
Now you
opera,
can
though.
never come back."
Oh dear God.
They mashed it too.
But yeah, so I mean, I'd be excited to see him as captain. I mean, he's played that kind of character before, and he did pretty dang well on it. So there we go.
As a captain, would be one thing. He would be kind of funnier in some of the other positions.
Yes, that's true.
Pretty much whatever he wants to do, he can do. He could be the ship, and I'd be fine with it.
Yeah. Oh no,
He
man.
could just be
Can
the
you imagine
computer
if he's the ship's doctor?
Could you imagine if he was the computer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Oh,
No,
I mean, if he was
this
like
is my
Bones,
ship.
that'd be pretty.
Oh no, and another rumor going around with
Like,
Nathan
yeah, it's
Fillion
a
though,
broken
and
leg right
I don't
there.
know if it's been confirmed or not, but in the next Guardians of the Galaxy, I think he's supposed to play Wonder Man.
That's been rumored for that because they'd probably like a CGI character to be voiced, maybe like as a reference, which would be fantastic.
No, he could pull off Wonder Man.
When he was younger, maybe I don't know if he could now.
He
still.
could pull it off.
Yeah.
If you tell him,
he'd have to literally transform, kind of like how.
no, I mean,
they
you'd
did
be
for the main
surprised with.
character.
I mean, hey, after all these years, Johnny Depp still looks good, and he put on weight, and he can get it off. Anyone can when they're a celebrity. It's
True,
some
half
kind
the
of
time, though,
weird
his
miracle.
whole-
But
most of Johnny Depp's stuff is just we're gonna put a lot of makeup. And then you just walk like, okay, you're
Hey.
already drunk. Cool. Just keep it going.
Yeah.
Just keep it going.
And I mean,
You're already drunk.
I mean, well, there's plenty of older actors that are able to bounce back pretty quick when it comes to a role. I mean,
Schwarzenegger is not one of them.
No.
We agree on that.
We agree on that. We agree on that. He's
let
way past his
What are
prime.
you talking about my age? Just to look like I was 20.
Let it
But going on to another kind of exciting entertainment thing. This is good. This is awesome for all of us.
This is a good one. If you want to do this one, I'll added one
Sure.
afterwards.
Coming this September, Netflix will be the destination for all things Disney. Basically, the source we got it from The Verge says the agreement also blocks Starz, HBO, Hulu, Amazon, and all other competitors from getting access to films as immediately as Netflix from this point on.
So they're going to be first.
Wow.
Well, it's good for Netflix because they're getting those Disney dollars. But
which means you could literally sit there and watch the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe in one sitting until you start to
catch up. You do the catch up. Which,
Yep.
I need the catch up.
And it puts it all in one place instead of having to go look.
You know, it'd be great. They should make like a master playlist where it plays all the movies, every episode of like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, everything in chronological order.
Well, here's the thing, though, that what most people think is what most people think because of this partnership that they're doing. They think that means every single Disney movie is going to be on there. It's not. A lot of the older ones are not going to be on there. Even the ones that are on there that are older currently, like Emperor's New Groove, is going to be taken off and replaced with something else. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff that is Disney that's currently on there that's going to be taken away and replaced with whatever.
They do that. They'll cycle them out over time because they want to keep their sales up for the Blu-rays and things like that.
Exactly.
As they release them from the vault.
But because of this partnership, it makes it a lot easier for Disney to pull their property if they need to. Like, for example, if they're going to do another Diamond edition of whatever. So then they could be like, yo, Netflix, take it off, man. Just take it out off of the streaming. Just bye.
Speaking of Netflix, I know that this isn't pertaining. I wonder, actually, they said the new 7 Deadly Sins was coming out in the summer, and I can't remember what it is.
Oh, season 2 of 7 Deadly Sins. Yeah.
No, I just always think of the movie 7.
Yeah, no, 7
What's
Deadly...
in the box?
No, 7 Deadly Sins is a Netflix anime. I mean, it existed before it was on Netflix, but, so...
Well, while you're looking it up, I'm going to go into this other one. Kind of a sad bit of news for those my age that grew up watching such great cartoons like as DuckTales and such. But actor Alan Young, who was known all the way back from, my parents watched it, Mr. Ed, and then, of course, the Scrooge McDuck on DuckTales, has passed away at 96.
Yeah.
Mind you, even up to this point, though, he went back and redid, I think, like a couple episodes worth of voice acting for the DuckTales remake they did, where they kind of went back and redid the whole thing with, what was it, Way Forward?
Yes.
That was the ones that redid it. Beautiful animation.
Mm-hmm.
Did the whole thing just fine, but I guess finally time caught up with them, because at 96, that's a pretty good run.
No, when we were at Pensacon, Jim Cummings was telling us a little bit about him, and that was back in February. So, and I guess they knew each other a little bit. So, everyone was like... I don't know why they kept confusing Jim with having the voice of Scrooge, and he's like, no, that's Alan, and I wouldn't dare. Yeah, so it was kind of fun, but
But yeah, I mean, it was nothing extraordinary. He died of natural causes, so I mean, that's still right up to the age of 96. He's still doing voice acting for the same characters,
that's
and
really
you can't
impressive.
even tell. Like, it still sounded like Scrooge McDuck from when I was a kid.
Hey, if you maintain your craft and you keep your voice good, you can keep doing it for a long time. I mean,
I realized he was in his 60s when he was doing that in the 80s. So,
well, the voice of Ash Ketchum, she can still sound. I mean, it's been a while, but she still sounds like Ash, the original voice. I'm not talking about the new people because they've replaced her since the first couple of seasons.
Yeah,
but she can still sound like it. And she actually kind of taught us how she did it a little bit, too, so that was kind of interesting. But,
nice.
But, no.
All right.
Shall we approach the rumor mill?
The rumor mill? We're pumping out rumors again?
Well, the first one we're going to talk
Nintendo
about
news.
and then already announced now. It's already been proven
Yeah,
out,
we're gonna say to this. Well, we're gonna.
It's an interesting tidbit, though.
It's an interesting tidbit, and we'd like to report on this just because it's something having to do with Nintendo, and it kind of the fact that
The fact that people's jobs do make rumors like this is
Yes,
just
it is
astonishing
exactly.
to me.
Well,
Well,
most
like-
of this just shows like how secretive Nintendo's been, how much people want anything. They will latch onto anything that they even remotely think is right, and they will run with
They're
it.
just like, get that one.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Let's go ahead, Jeremy. What's,
Jeremy,
what's
go
So the rumor is stating
Pumping out.
Nintendo's next generation handheld is codenamed MH. According to DHZ Financial Researchers Trade's website, Nintendo is also working on a next generation handheld codenamed MH, come out alongside the NX. Which, yeah, they've already come out and basically they misread the reports.
Yeah.
Of course they
And
did.
it's something completely different. And they're like, it must be this, and just kind of ran with it.
Yeah, no, it's probably whatever controller they're using for the NX. Probably.
For all we know, it's
Or
how
one
much
of
toilet
those-
paper the building uses financially. We don't know. It's a financial report for the company.
Yeah.
MH toilet paper. So.
Or it's one of their new health things.
That can be a possibility too.
Modern
Could
health.
be
There you
anything
go.
really. I mean,
MH.
modern health. Hey, there's an app for that. Okay, but this is really exciting. Nintendo is going to be giving 500 people, 500 whole people, the
That's not a
opportunity to be the first in the world to play the new Legend of Zelda for Wii U at its New York store.
And it's probably already sold out.
Probably.
Yep.
So on June
Pretty
11th, during what is being called Super Fan Sign-Up Day, those first 500 fans in line will be given a wristband that can be exchanged for a ticket. And this wristband gets you into a 6-day free event that will begin at noon Eastern Standard Time on June 14th at the same location.
Yeah, so you still have
So-
to fly yourself to New York to try and get the band, and then fly
Basically,
back to
there's
New York to play
probably
it.
people already camping on the street now.
Hope you live in New York. If not, oh well.
Too late.
Yeah,
Out of
you
luck.
Snooze, you lose, folks. You snooze, you lose.
I mean, on the flip side, we're going to get to see a lot of it. We just won't get to play it ourselves. We'll get to see a lot of it though with the their E3 stuff.
Uh-huh.
And they've already told people, put 90 minutes aside for when you come look at it. So that's an hour and a half. That's probably about, what, 45 minutes? I was thinking, roam around the world for 45 minutes with some fighting and so forth.
They're
and then a
definitely
dungeon.
they're definitely going to show off the open world aspect, and I think they'll need the most time for that. And if there's any new fighting mechanics, it will probably be best showcase. Maybe they'll do a boss battle, like the events leading up to a boss battle, just specifically
If
made.
they're going to do that, they probably program one in just for it. But
That's what I'm thinking they do.
I'm-
They might have already done it. You don't know. We don't know.
I hope that bow explodes. Not the bow, the arrow.
Exploding arrows.
Okay, yeah, they've shown that it explodes. That would just be horrible if the bow exploded. Just
You
I
are
want to
dead.
see. I want to see if there
Hardcore
has.
Legend of
you
Zelda.
died. Well, that's new.
In the master, no, in the Master Quest, the bow explodes.
Yeah. I want to see if there's any.
If you use it too
Yeah,
much.
Master Quest Zelda, the original Dark Souls. But no, it's. I want to. I'm most interested in seeing if there's been any changes in character design since we last saw.
Well, we haven't seen him in the outfit yet.
No, we haven't, and I don't think
We've
so.
seen him
I
in
mean,
just like his normal
yeah,
village
this is
clothes.
Yeah, this is the
Jeremy's
only
got a
artwork.
picture.
That's my wallpaper.
Yeah.
It's the only image they've actually released so far. Once they
Yeah.
announced the delay and it was coming
Right.
to NX, so that's the only bit of news
People
we've gotten on
have
this.
dissected that image so
Oh, I know. I want to know
much.
what's on his
Like,
belt.
the book and the belt, the belt, what's on his belt, how many buttons he has on his belt, or how many whatever, clips.
There's some cosplayers in there just going, I need to know the exact number of pouches on this belt.
People have already made it.
Yeah, so
That's ridiculous.
But no, I'm excited to see if there's been any character design changes to Link and to anything else really, because we haven't seen any since.
I'm curious how they're going to flesh out the world because they've shown kind of how Link looks. You've seen how Epona looks. You've seen how some of the world is. They might have done a little bit of overhaul, but it seemed almost like the enemies they had in their demos were kind of like placeholders. Like they almost felt like they were pulled out of like Wind Waker or something like that. They didn't really feel like they fit in right. Which could either be where they're coming from like a different world.
Right, and it might be switching out textures as well.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. Like they could have either been a placeholder or they could be something like the Twilight where they would look so alien to that world.
I want them to bring back the Twilight. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, those movies are done. Let it go.
I will throw your own Pikachu
I
at
will
you.
catch it and love it forever.
I will throw.
And
I'll throw
they
it.
made those weird noises. That was
No, I
great.
really liked Twilight Princess a lot. That was
The game was a lot of fun.
That was one of my favorite games, and it fits really well on its HD.
People
remake,
hated
too.
it so much. And then
I don't
then they-
understand why.
It's the same reason everybody hates people hate almost every Zelda that comes out now, and then later on they're like, no, that was actually really good. I don't remember what you're talking about.
Except for Skyward Sword, people still hate that. For some
No,
reason.
I love Skyward Sword.
I know, I love it. Like
No, I love the ones that were complaining about the DS ones. Like, those were so terrible, like Spirit Tracks and stuff.
Spirit
Nowadays
Tracks
they're
was
like,
great.
this is great. All the things you can do on a train. I'm like, yeah, I remember what you said.
No.
I remember.
I mean, you know my feelings on Skyward, but that's just more of a personal thing because
Because you don't like motion controls, and that's
I
specifically
don't. It
why.
makes my arm really tired, and I'd rather relax, not get a workout. So
It never bothered me. I mean, people move around and do stuff all the time.
I know. It's a personal preference.
That's fine.
That's all. So, hey, there's still hope that they might do something with it, but I don't know. I'm not going to hold out, but
I don't
with
see
all
it.
the other HD remakes that they're making, I wouldn't be surprised. So, let's talk about Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
Yep.
Caleb.
So there's been a slew of details that they released for the Pokemon Go, and they've even talked about gyms and stuff. And I think what they're doing with it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So you can capture over 100 different Pokemon. So they're not having the whole cast of Pokemon available yet.
Yeah,
They'll probably
about
do it-
700 short
They'll probably do it in stages, I imagine.
Yeah.
So
for that money.
well, no, I don't think they'll do that.
Well, there's going to be. They said there already is the money monetized side to it. So.
Yes, I'm sure there
Well, of
is, and
course
it'll
there is.
probably be for stuff like potions and.
Well,
They did
see-
say potions, so
Yes.
they
But see,
hope
hold
not
on.
Pokeballs.
We'll get to that in a
Yeah.
second.
Okay.
So players will throw throw Pokeballs at Pokemon and hope
and
the Pokeball station.
items.
Yep. And then Pokeballs and other special items will be available at Pokestops, which are located at interesting public spots like art installations and historical monuments. Which I'm like, okay, so that means there's not going to be anything around here. So what you're telling me?
I don't know though.
Because-
If they're probably gonna have to do something in each state capital.
Well, I don't want to have to go to the state capital to
It's
get
2 hours
stuff.
away. What's the problem?
Honestly, what they're probably end up doing is they're just going to pull up Google Maps and like, oh, like this park and these things just showed up on it. Let's just set those coordinates and just be done with it. So I'm guaranteeing like the big tree downtown, like where I got married at, that's going to probably be one of them. Civic Center probably
Pretty
have
cool.
something. There's the art museum in downtown.
Yeah.
There's different things like that. They'll probably end up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
there's
they'll
a
do
lot.
is they'll probably troll like just map data for locations, and they'll randomize it. So
Probably down at the boardwalks and stuff like that. Pier
So
Park
when-
Park is probably going to be one there.
Oh, I won't.
I bet you there
You'll
will
forget
be.
that one.
watch Disney World be one. Can you imagine?
Not with them making a deal with Universal.
No. Watch
Now, see,
Universal be one.
No, the funny thing is we're going to have like the high schools and some of the schools are going to end up being these like to try and get kids to do it. And then some older like creepy looking dude's going to go over like, I'm just trying to get a Pokemon. Why are you on campus?
But there's a Caterpie over there.
There's a Caterpie.
Caterpie? I don't know. I like Caterpie.
So that's sad on multiple levels.
That is so sad.
You never catch a Caterpie.
So,
So-
and those gym battles.
Yeah,
these are cool.
So
these are
Pokemon Go players can engage in gym battles as part of one of 3 teams. That's what they said, which I'm not quite sure what that
Well, the
means.
interesting part of this is
know what
that's
that
the only
means.
battles. When you catch a Pokemon, you don't actually fight them.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as they were saying, like, if someone's on a train or trying to go to work or do something, they can't just stop and battle something. So you just throw the Pokeball at it. If you get it, great. If not, you don't. You can keep throwing stuff at it. And the way that they're doing leveling up is not by fighting or training them. It's by catching multiple different types. And they're going to be based around your region. So, like, we're going to have a buttload of water types
and
around here.
plant.
Which is good.
Buttload of water and plant.
Yeah. So,
grass
I mean,
types, yeah.
so we're going to
And probably we might have
fire.
we might have a few fire because it's so dang hot
All the
down
seagulls.
Yeah, someone asked, like,
here. All the Wingulls.
is Hawaii going to be the only one with
Wingull.
fire because they have
Wingull.
volcanoes?
Wingull.
All the Wingulls.
Wingulls.
And
Oh,
whale
Mine.
lords. And
Mine.
Pelipers.
Pelipers.
Sharknado? I don't know.
Sure, oh,
What's
man.
the shark one?
Sharpedos.
Sharpedos, thank you.
Torpedoes, yeah.
I said Sharknado, deal with it.
Sharknado.
So gyms are up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
Players use their captured Pokemon to battle with other Pokemon assigned to others' gyms and have the chance to claim it for their own once the gym's prestige level reaches 0. That is interesting.
Yep, so you get to be your own gym leader. Their gyms are going to be placed in certain locations.
That is
like, basically like where the poke shops are probably, So yeah, you can be your own gym leader. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. You're not just going to be able to stand there all day.
Please don't be my house. I'll be walking out in the morning. Just stop it. No, it's fine.
And
that'll be Jeremy. I want that.
And they will get to interact with their own in-game trainer avatar, which I assume we design.
Yep.
So that'll be fun.
Why don't you just be the person from Mitomo? I'd be okay with that.
That'll be all right.
So you want to fight me in a gym battle? Okay, here we go. Something like that or something.
But and then the Pokemon Go Plus device. Have we heard anything else about that other than it's coming?
The wristband, and then you can either wear it as a clip or you can wear it as a wristband that will vibrate whenever you're near Pokemon.
I think that's
and you can
interesting.
actually,
I get that because you know what it reminds me of? The Pokewalker.
Which I still have.
I used to.
I still have it too.
3 or 4 versions of it?
I used to have. I don't know where mine went. Mine went bye-bye.
Well, there was the Pikachu, then the Pikachu Color, then the Pokewalker, and then they just straight up relabeled it as the Wii Fit Walker. Yeah. And now it's going to be this. So it's like the 5th version of a carrying thing.
Yep, well...
That's going to be your gym badges. Like how many of those?
So I just imagine somebody in a business suit, and all of a sudden...
They roll up their sleeve, and it's a Pokemon watch.
I'll be doing my job. It's like, I'll have a watch on one side, and I'll have that on the other. What you doing? Nothing.
Jeremy, what's that?
All right.
I got to go to the bathroom.
Jeremy, what's our nerd vocab for today?
The nerd vocab for this week is FaceTime. Time spent in face-to-face contact with someone, or time spent being filmed or photographed by the media.
It is also
an annoying
Apple. It is also Apple. But it is now integrated into the phone call thing. You can either do FaceTime audio or regular audio. So, say for example you don't have service, you can do a FaceTime audio call with another iPhone or iPad on Wi-Fi.
Nice. Yeah. You can do it on the other ones too. It's just not called FaceTime.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that later on. So E3, we're moving on to our video game news here.
We are.
So E3, as you know, is coming up around the corner. We'll have another E3 special when that happens. Woohoo!
Where we will probably scream,
gush about Zelda,
pull our hair out. I might roll around on the ground talking about Square Enix's stuff.
Squeenix, she's gonna be talking about Final Fantasy 15.
And also, if they do if Level 5 says anything else about Ni no Kuni 2, which they haven't talked about in a year.
Great. They announced that they're hosting the E3's first ever public event, which is basically kind of
not the first one.
Well,
big deal
in a long time.
It's been a couple of years, but it's not the first time they've ever done one. They tried this before.
Yes.
The way they did it then was terrible.
Remember when you could just get into E3?
Well, yeah, because they were lazy.
Yeah,
which is great. Why can't they be lazy?
Now you have to have either a press pass or a guest pass, which are
guest press pass.
No, there's differences. There's you as a company you get passes especially if you're a member of the media. But every now and then, if you work for a specific company, they'll give you some guest passes. Sometimes.
Yeah, the hoops you have to go through to get those things are
ridiculous.
And then the amount of money you still have to pay to get the tickets.
Yep.
On top of everything
That's
else.
why you got to work for a company in order to get them.
That's why I haven't even tried going because it's just too much money.
It's too much.
I can go to Comic-Con, I can go all these other places. E3 I just cannot financially do.
Yeah.
Because I think it came out to I would have to pay at least $7,000 for everything said and done to go. I was like, nope.
Unless you're lucky and you know somebody who has a guest pass.
Yeah. Or is rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rich gets in there
basically too. What they're going to be doing, they're going to have a free ticketed satellite event open to the public throughout the course of the core E3 show from June 14th through the 16th.
Now, I imagine when they say satellite event, that is an event outside of the regular event that has stuff from the event. like a satellite campus.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, they've tried this before with a couple of them. I can't remember exactly what they called it, but it was part of the ESA that did part of it, I think.
Yep.
And it was interesting. It ended up being a lot of... I think this time they're trying to get more newer stuff. Because when they went to these, it was games that had been out for a year and things people already played. And so they traveled all this way to go wait, we already have all this.
Yeah.
So it looks like this time they're trying to get it more updated.
I think Sony's doing their bus again.
Nice.
that had all the playable stuff on it. I'm pretty sure that I saw a press release about that recently, that they're doing their bus.
Yeah, I know. Like you're talking about the Nintendo stuff. E3 is the one show they actually do inside. Like they have a huge floor space for that. But like when they do Comic-Con and stuff, they actually do a satellite location as well. They're never in the main one. Mm-hmm. They usually just buy out the hotel right next door. Yeah. So when I had to go to that, you have to leave, go over, go inside, and the whole thing is Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Google did something like that in NAB this year. They had a hotel room that they rented, but it was like what? Okay.
Yeah, the hotel E3 was probably the worst E3 in history. When they tried to switch locations and it was like all spread out in different hotels, that was just such a mess.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing if it's spread out in 3 different places in a centralized little area, like Pensacon does and like Creative Con's going to be doing this year.
Yeah, they were talking about like they had to get bus rides and go over to other buildings, and they were just like, "This is no."
Yeah, no.
That was the.
I've already dealt with that during high school during ITS State, where you had to go to like 10,000 different locations in the middle of downtown Tampa.
Ugh. Good luck with that one.
It was a nightmare, let me tell you. But yeah, no. And here's something a little, well...
Go ahead, take it away, Rachel.
It's sad. It's sad, but it's expected. No Man's Sky has reportedly been delayed. It's been bumped to July or August at the very least, which, you know...
It's not too bad. It's like 2 months.
It's not bad, but it's also... It's weird because it's so close to release that there's a delay.
I think that's more of the annoyance, because people are like, hey, we're going to get this, and it'd be like, I think 3 weeks from now about...
That, to me, says that there was a really critical problem somewhere. And that they were not comfortable with releasing it and then putting out a patch to fix it.
Do you think they accidentally
like everyone else sadly does now?
Yeah. Which, no, I think something probably when they were, you know, checking for errors probably went catastrophically bad. So now they have to go back and fix it, which is fine in my opinion, which is, you know, if delays equal a better game, a more functional product, I'm fine with that. I'm just sad that I was looking forward to streaming that in June on my Twitch channel. So now I'm going to have to stream Star Ocean, which will probably be equally, well more entertaining because Star Ocean itself is bad, but also good.
You mean you haven't been streaming Overwatch?
No, God, no. No.
What?
No.
I haven't bought it yet.
I'm just not interested in it.
I'm playing Doom.
I thought you were.
No, I've never been interested in it.
I thought you were.
No.
You were all like impressed with the
I was impressed.
Pixar animation.
I was very impressed with it.
It costs money.
But I don't want to buy a game that I know I'm probably not going to enjoy. So if someone wants to buy it for me, by all means do so. But I'm not going to purchase it myself. So, but anyway, No Man's Sky has been delayed.
I'm gonna buy it just because I want to actually like they've shown some stuff where they're playing it. I want to see how it actually works because they were. And we talked about this before, they were very shady about it at first. It was the exact same demo they showed. I mean, they showed a lot of the same repeat stuff, went quiet for so long. And
then they came back with some new stuff, and they actually let people
certain people play it, and it was controlled. I still want to play it. I'm curious to see how it is. It's just they were very... For something that's supposed to be like it'll generate almost infinite amount where you can just go in and make it, it was very controlled still with what they were doing. And I'm wondering if that's part of, like, if that's where the bug may have led from, where they're trying to control it, they're finding it... Crap, this part isn't working. We got to fix it, and that makes sense. It does make sense.
I think more of they were concerned that they were going to show off too much on one hand as well.
For an infinitely generated game, I mean, that's the thing. Like,
well, it's some people like to play things close to the vest, and for a small game company, that's not exactly good business practice.
No, especially with this, where they're like, it can do all these things. Well, show us. Well, we can't.
Not yet.
That's the kind of thing. It's like. We'll just generate a world so we can see it. And we can't. Well, why not? That's the purpose of what it is. Like, it'll generate these worlds. I'm not asking you to, they're saying there's not much story-wise because of the way it's conjoined. Like, just make a world.
Yeah.
More than likely, we'll never see that world because it'll be the one-time thing to make it on here. And that's what kind of caught me. So I'm going to get it, but they're on the basis of having to prove that's going to work as it does.
Right.
So I'm fine with the delay because they need to make sure that does work.
The main thing that friends of mine were concerned about was the fact that, it's an infinitely generated game that you play by yourself.
Yeah, they kept saying it was multiplayer, and then they were saying, oh, well, the way it connects to people was kind of changing as well. Because it would generate it, keep it on their servers.
Yeah.
And have certain edits and things.
Well, what it came down to was... they first said, "Oh, there's going to be multiplayer, or there's other people in the game, but you will never meet up with them." Now,
you'll never see them.
In theory, you can both pick a point, a destination on the map, and try to travel there. But if you land on one side of the planet, they might land on the other side of the planet. It's going to take a while for you guys to find each other. But then they were like, "Well, there are other people out there, but they're all in different instances," which it means you're playing by yourself. There could be someone right beside you on the same world, but you can't see them because they're in another instance. And my friends that I play with a lot were like, "Man, I was looking forward to, exploring and doing all this, hilarious stuff together while we're sitting there in party chat
I was too, because
and
that's what they were
exploring."
talking about originally.
Which I understand, but I'm not like ultra let down by the fact that they're not, because I'm used to playing games by myself. I'm an only child. That's what I've always done. So
this one, though, like I said, they were talking about how you could connect with people and do these things to explore, and like, they were talking about like you could have the space battles of people coming in and so forth. That kind of preludes a lot of that to go away.
They can still have the space battles. There's just not other people physically that are doing it.
That's the thing, though. They
It's
were talking
all
about it
generated.
being other groups and things like that coming in.
Yeah.
So,
but here's the thing.
because technically you can play Minecraft with someone, which is an infinitely procedurally made world.
Yeah.
That it just, as it generates, it tells the other game and it builds the map out that way.
Well, maybe this delay is them maybe putting in the multiplayer thing.
I kind of hope they would have had that solved, because at this point they should have gone gold when it's 3 weeks from actually having it in stores. They should have been gold 2 months ago or more. I mean, it takes time to make those things.
Oh, I'm sure they did, but maybe they just decided, you know what, maybe we'll put multiplayer. People do that all the time. Look, I remember
financing behind. I mean, if they're gonna have to go back and reprint discs and things like that to get it out for mass market release, that takes time. You got to print the game cases, make the.
Oh
discs.
yeah, I know that it doesn't come out to the 21st, so it's just. That's when they said it was coming out.
Oh, okay, I was looking at here. I thought it was the 14th.
Yeah, no. They were saying the 21st. So when this was, that was a little less than a month.
Yeah.
And games are typically printed within like a week or two. They're typically made and put on a disc and manufactured within a week or two of release.
Yeah.
So they didn't, they're not late per se because it hasn't gone to print.
Because then, like the most recent one, like Uncharted 4, when
Yeah.
it finally went gold, it still took another month to get everything done to get it out and get it printed and everything done. So they had to have a lead time.
It also depends on who's actually making the physical game as well, how long it's going to take.
Well, I mean, if it takes Sony that long to make their flagship thing on their own procedure, it's going to take time to make this thing.
I'm sure, but I guess
I'm just curious how it turns out.
I am too. I'm ready to see what it's going to be. But here's an interesting thing coming up. Jeremy, do you want to talk about this, because this is really big for well, not really, since they're both Microsoft, but it'd be bigger.
That's still big. I mean, that's
it would
PC in general, not just Microsoft.
Oh, I know, but it would be bigger if it was, say, PlayStation. But
no, that's PlayStation.
Maybe someday.
Rocket League gets Xbox cross-platform play. So basically, Rocket League for the PC and Xbox One are going to be able to play each other, which means we'll finally have Warthogs versus whatever PC had.
Yeah, and since it's not, a first-person shooter,
it's a competitive. It's a competitive sports game with cars. It's interesting.
It's not a first-person shooter, so because if you're playing a first-person shooter and you have crossplay, generally the people with a mouse who have better aim, they can aim better than someone with.
I don't know about you guys, but I can't aim better with a mouse.
I aim better with a controller, and I
can't even aim well with a controller.
Well, I mean, do you know what I'm saying though? Like you can
still do that with it.
I know, but like you have a fixed speed at which you can turn your analog stick, but with mouse I can either do it slowly or do it really fast.
You can do both on the controller too, though.
Here's the thing:
if you just
I can't aim well with the mouse, and I sure as heck can't aim well with the controller, which is why I don't play first-person shooters. So,
but this isn't a first-person shooter.
I know
it's a sports game.
I know
cars
with cars.
But I mean, it's the Xbox One version versus it's on Steam that they're playing it on. So, I mean, I could be playing with my tablet right now, vice versa, whatever, to do that. So, it's an interesting idea. It's not the first time they've had crossplay with PC. They've tried that a number of times. Usually kind of starts up, goes for about a year or so, and then it just dies off and goes away again and keeps going back and forth. The way they have the infrastructure set up, though, between like PlayStation, Microsoft, and all that, they're not made to talk to each other at all.
No, but they want to. They people that
some of the people have made comments. Sony and Microsoft both have come back and said we're not connecting to other ones. They had a few errant people that made comments.
Yeah.
But their heads are like, nope. I mean, because they'd have to change how Xbox Live works. They'd have to change how PlayStation Network works.
Now, in the future, if they do want to do this, they will have to design a whole new thing with this in mind. So
depends on how that goes. With each one of them, you have to pay for.
Oh, yeah.
They're kind of segregated to their own world. That's how they connect. So
yeah. Oh well.
So before we move on to the last bit, Jeremy, did you say something about the 4.5 or something like that for the PlayStation?
The PlayStation and the Xbox new
model.
model.
Oh yeah. I was like 4.5. That's the just
you mentioned it before the show. I don't know if you wanted.
Yeah, Microsoft has announced, or not announced, but there's more rumor going around because the Neo is still rumored. I swear, I hope E3 is not just a bunch of remake systems. But yeah,
I just had like a vision of a PlayStation with the Matrix glasses on. Because Neo.
If you have anything called Trinity, it's gonna die. Anyways, they've had some sources that have come in and talked about that there's gonna be 2 new versions of the Xbox One that are going to be possibly shown at E3 this year. You'll have
they're going 2, not one new version, but 2.
Well, one of them makes sense.
Yeah.
They did this with pretty much every system in history. It's a smaller, more efficient version of the Xbox One. So, that's normal. Hopefully they don't make it smaller by getting rid of the disk drive and making it download only. That's completely speculation on my part.
If they do that, I'm going to laugh 6 weeks till Sunday.
If they do that, I'm definitely not going to touch it.
We'll laugh.
But they're talking about it having a 2 terabyte drive.
There's no bad. Terabyte
still should be replaceable drive. I mean, come on.
Hey, I can replace my hard drive. I haven't done it yet, but I can.
I can actually add more hard drives to my PC.
This is the first one they haven't been able to do that because, they did it in the original Xbox. You couldn't swap the drive. 360 went through 2 versions that you could swap it out in different ways. So I don't see why they couldn't just do like an Elite, the Slim or whatever, and change it to the different hard drive. But the other version is supposed to be 5 times more powerful, kind of like their answer to the Neo, or their version coming out with
their answer to
built-in
VR.
Oculus support, because they're continuing the deal they made with Oculus. So Oculus will be exclusive for consoles with the Xbox One. That's why when you buy an Oculus Rift right now, if they actually send you one, you get an Xbox One controller and the adapter with it, because it's already being designed to work with that. So it's kind of interesting. That's going to be their answer going to it, is it's going to be possible cross-compatibility for console and PC through the Oculus as well, which the Sony VR is still PS4 only. Or Neo, or whatever they want to sell next year.
I don't know. All I know is that I'm probably going to call up either you or somebody and go, please, God, help me replace this hard drive in my PS4. Because I don't know what I'm doing.
It's not difficult.
I know, but I don't want to mess it up, and I'm paranoid.
I'm still glad you can actually do it. I like the fact of that on the PS4. I just never play my PS4. Mm-hmm. I've still got to get Uncharted for it. I haven't played that. There's a few games I'll mess around with it, but
still got to get Overwatch.
I'm enjoying the
I'm
Lego
not
games.
PS4, though.
Oh, okay.
See, I still play those on Wii U. I still like what you can do on those. But anyways, moving on.
All right. So technology and entertainment, the internet, whatever news that we got. So the Google I/O thing happened 2016, not too long ago.
I didn't even know.
These are the kind
Have
of
they created life yet? They're working on it.
Yeah, they're working on it. No, they haven't made it yet. But so these are kind of the biggest things that, like the headlines that we kind of got from. So Daydream is Google's VR platform of the future.
Oh, another one.
Oh, yay! More virtual reality stuff that I don't really care about.
I care about it, but good Lord, pick one, because this is just, it's going to be so fragmented, it's going to be useless.
Yep.
Seriously, there's going to be so many options, nothing will work.
I heard something like Vive users have like a hack or something like that to play.
And they've already taken that out, because now you've got games that have to be designed for either the Oculus or the Vive.
Oculus, yeah, to play
or
Oculus
for one
games
of the other
on the
ones.
Vive.
And as each one does updates, it's breaking the other one.
But,
they're actively just going after
we'll see.
each
They
other.
fixed it, and then the guy said, okay, the only way to do it is to make it to where you can basically play pirated VR games. But he said, please don't play pirated games on this. Please. Just continue to support. But he said this is the only way that you could do it now. So I just thought, that was pretty cool. That He's asking, like, please don't.
It's basically every one of the VR headsets, instead of becoming a tool to be accessible to all these different platforms to work with, they've pretty much become new consoles. Mm-hmm. If you get an Oculus, you can only play Oculus games. It's no different than getting an Xbox One. You can only play Xbox One games. You know, you get the Vive. You can only play Vive games. And
what's a Vive?
It's the Vive.
You said Vive? Wait. I was like, what the heck is a Vive?
I had someone argue trying to tell me it was the Vita today, so...
Where does a T? There's not even a T in there.
The Vita?
Oh.
Yeah, because that's how I looked. That's the exact reaction. I was like, the what? The Vita. The Vita. I'm not saying that's a Vita. Whatever. So, moving on.
I'm sorry, I would laugh in that person's face.
I just kind of looked at her and was like, no.
I would laugh in that person's face. I'm sorry.
The world.
Anyways.
All right, so,
Hello.
Hello is a messaging app with a resident chatbot.
Hello. I'm sorry.
For some reason.
The weirdest
so if
name.
you feel alone, you can chat with your messaging app.
Thank God I'm married.
I'm not.
Oh boy, lonely people everywhere rejoice.
Aldo
is
doing this
here
in
to
Japan
save
already,
you.
where people are marrying DSs and listening to computer programs that fans make songs. Yeah, we're way past that.
Oh yeah, the Vocaloids.
Don't knock on Vocaloids. Vocaloids
can make who's a national treasure of Japan.
Yeah, Vocaloids are national treasures.
And a communist, but anyways.
Okay, well. And then Duo is Google's FaceTime competitor. I don't get the name on that, but all right.
Nah.
Two faces?
No. And a smart speaker for the smart home. Like nobody's done that already.
Isn't that right, Cortana? I could ask it questions again.
And then the Android Wear.
Yeah, there's Android Wear 2.0. There's not really any details.
It's basically it's Android's way of talking to different smartwatches and devices. It'll give you extra options and things.
And I don't get this next bit, but Android reaches deeper into your ear.
Your car.
If
it's deeper into your ear,
that's gonna hurt.
That's Cyberman, and we don't want that.
Oh, but no!
Unless you've already got the headset.
I think that's what it
is.
No, I think that's what it is. It's I can't read today. Apparently, I can't read. But
don't worry, Google will do it for you soon.
Google is making Cybermen. Then okay, confirmed. Goodbye.
It's too late.
So basically, they have more control over your car. There's just gonna be more stuff.
It's more integration. Same thing they're doing for a lot of designs, like with Apple. Like there's entire cars, your car won't work unless you plug an iPad into it because that's part of the computer system.
Oh, that's weird.
What?
Well, they're doing this. They tested it out with some of the cars. Like that was their security. You could take
ridiculous.
the iPad or your iPhone out.
That's actually kind of cool security-wise if it's only done to your iPhone.
Yeah,
but then what if someone spoofs your... Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And they were just like, I can't hit my car now. Or my car won't start because I broke the pin connection. Or Apple swapped the pin connection. I bought a new phone. I lost my car.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no. That's basically what it is they're just getting more integrated into the stereos and things like that.
Yeah. And then
this is probably
cool.
the most interesting thing.
This is bad.
You can run Android apps without downloading them.
Using up your data all day
hacking
long.
your phone without your permission.
Yeah.
You don't have to download it now if it just happens to run on accident. Guess what? They could be pulling data off your phone, wiping it, doing whatever they want.
You mean
with
the
it.
NFL app that I never use is actually going to start going off for some reason?
See, that's the one thing I never liked about when I got my Android phone the first time, my Bionic. It had all of these bloatware apps that you could not remove on them.
You could disable them, but that's...
Yeah, but then they were still just
They still
sitting
take
there.
up space.
And that was... And I remember I called my... I called the Verizon person, whoever, and I called them and I said, "Yo, how do I get this off my phone?"
You have to pay $500 to get it all off.
And then they said, "No," and the tech guy said, "Well, you can't. Well, you can remove them, but it would involve, jailbreaking your phone, rooting your phone rather, and then you void your warranty, and it's just a mess." And he's like, "My phone's rooted, but."
Okay, thanks for
I was like, thanks, okay. Android tech.
Yeah, I mean, I never liked that, but being able to run it without actually downloading it is bypassing so many different security pieces. Because now, if someone does manage to get malware to run on your phone, before it had to be able to download and then run. This way, all you have to do is you click on a bad link on a website, or you don't, someone gets on your phone and clicks on the wrong thing, and they start running that app. That's it. Depending on how much access they get or how it's set up, they can start skimming all your information, and I don't like that. That's bad.
Okay, and
This is a Twitter thing.
Yeah, so in the coming months, Twitter is making changes to simplify tweets, including what counts toward your 140 characters. So, for instance, names and replies and media attachments will no longer use up valuable characters.
That is awesome, because
which is actually really good.
What bothers me about Twitter so much.
Because you can
Zen's path that turd.
You have used 9,000 characters. So
I've already used it all up. What the heck?
I mean, mine's 8 characters long, 9 with the @ symbol, but it takes up like 12 or 13 because it's the whole link, and you're just like, I can count. That's not right.
Yeah, it should. I mean, they should do a set number for when you're tagging someone. It should be like 3.
Well, I'm just glad images, videos, things like that no longer take up the space either. So you can have a full message with a picture and things like that instead of like, look.
It's super useful when you're trying to post something about when you're trying to post something about your Twitch channel, and you're trying to get an opinion, and when you do a poll, it only lets you do so many polls also, but that also takes into the polls combined with the 140, and it's just a mess.
Yeah, I don't know how
it's useless.
Kyle, he has polls all the time. He gets 5 of them in there. I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah,
he never says anything else. He just sits there quietly. But I don't know. I mean, it makes it easier for people to find your tweets and to be able to communicate with groups and stuff, because the more you actually go in and add the hashtags and things like that for particular topics, people looking for those certain things will find it, and you can talk about it. I use it a lot for game collecting because there's the retro groups and things like that. So if I'm posting anything that is retro gaming and stuff that I found or we're talking about, half the stuff is taken up by the picture and just trying to get the group to know what we're talking about. And by that point, I'd be like, look what I have. That's all I can fit, Now I can actually say what it is or do stuff like that, and it expands it out better.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. That'll probably get me.
Yay, Twitter's better.
We'll see if I use it anymore.
I will.
I use Twitter. I'm using Twitter a lot more active now, since it's a better way of communicating with your potential Twitch followers on Twitter than it is with Facebook. So.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And the last bit of news is Toyota is remaking the iBot, a stair-climbing wheelchair that was ahead of its time.
That thing was cool.
This is actually really neat.
Seriously, that thing was awesome.
It's joining forces with Commons company DECA to support mobility solutions for the disabled community, which is really good because those bar things that you older folks have to put in their 2-story house where they have to sit on the chair, and it's like a little.
Right? Like an up.
Yeah, like an up. Yeah. So this one is you can actually make your wheelchair.
Yeah, this is the earlier version of it that actually.
Yeah.
You can't.
That.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. That's the one that would actually walk around and balance for the 2 parts and walk its way up the stairs. It was really cool how it worked, but the power supply was the issue.
It's got 4 wheels or something like that, and it goes
it's got 6.
Yeah,
6?
it's been a while, so I think now maybe.
Yeah, this is an old picture.
Yeah, well, it's been a while, so now that there's so many different ways of powering things, and I think they've improved power supplies in general, making them smaller, more compact. So we'll see how it goes.
Because these things, it was a wheelchair, but it also let you ride at the height of a walking person. So they said a lot of people that were using it, they'd have people outside. You could go through the grass and stuff walking with family. You may be, stuck in the chair, but you're at your height, your normal height walking. And that's a huge difference, just talking to someone riding next to them instead of them looking down. You having to look up and roll. I mean,
yep.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Ooh.
So
I think really that's it.
Yep, that'll be it. Unless somebody's got any kind of final words. Overwatch is fun. It came out this week. I'm addicted to it.
I haven't bought it yet either.
I am. I'm not going to buy it.
It's fine. It's great.
I'm looking forward to Star Ocean next month, though. So
I'm looking for Kirby.
And good. That's gonna be good. Yeah.
I got to play it.
And also in July, Square Enix's kind of spiritual successor to Chrono Trigger, I Am Setsuna. It's good. It's really good. It's a top-down RPG. It looks beautiful, is what it looks like.
Oh, we completely skipped over Monster Hunter is getting amiibos.
Yeah.
It is?
Yep. Monster Hunter Generations is getting amiibos.
What?
And they must have just announced that.
Well, the cool thing is Nintendo's actually moving forward with they're re-releasing some of the Splatoon amiibos with new colors and things, but they're like for the what was it for the Monster Hunter ones? There's a boy and a girl, but they're mega sized. They're bigger than normal, like 2 or 3 times the size of a normal amiibo, because they're riding on one of the creatures. But there's a boy and a girl, and then there's one of the cat that's a normal size amiibo.
The cat!
But it's kind of cool. People are like, oh, I don't want to buy all those. I'm like, well, it's an option. You have a boy or a girl. But like with the amiibos, the new ones they're releasing, they're not just recolors of the clothes. They're different ethnicities as well. So now people can get Splatoons that match themselves closer, which is cool that they're doing it. It's not just a re-release with no reason.
It's politically correct.
Well, it's expanding on the actual options they have.
Exactly. So, but in any case, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And I guess we should...
No idea what they do.
I don't know. We should do probably our social plugs right about now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
of course, you can see them on the screen now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you can't
Kyle updated the lower thirds, but if you're listening to audio, you can always follow us at Nerd Edification. That's mine on Twitter.
Yeah. Or you can follow me on Twitter, and that's @_Rachus, RACHEOUS. Yeah, that's also my Twitch handle, without the underscore.
Basically. And then mine is at Zenspath, ZENSPATH. And then Zenspath.com, you can find our podcast, as well as our Twitch stuff as well as ZenspathCOM.
Yep. You can find us on Facebook, the whole gang here, at the Nerd Edification Hour. And you can find us on YouTube at StrangelyEntertaining, _S_E.
Yep. Also, I streamed Overwatch the other day on my Twitch channel, which is also Strangely Entertaining by the same name. So that's fun. Fun time. Overwatch is fun.
I am 3 subscribers away on Twitch from having 30 subscribers. So
I've already played over a day's worth of Doom. I love that game.
I've been playing Lego, and I've been enjoying it. So
Lego's so good.
Yeah, so that's really about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, till next time or till next week, whenever we do this again, stay fancy.